Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cocktails and Rocktails with me, your most notorious groupie, Allison Rouse, author of We've Got Tonight. I always do this. The Life and Times of Notorious Groupie. Me. That's right, you guys. Back for another episode, and welcome back, everybody. I am so happy with all the love, all the support, all the amazing just friendships you guys have brought to me. I know I am so not worthy of you guys, but I can't even tell you guys how much it truly means to me, the community and Little Rock family we have here. And today, you guys, again, always thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and don't forget these other little ebooks right here. Everything that you need, my merchandise, Patreon, where you can buy all my books, down in that description. So you guys go down like the guy who owned this shirt. If you know, you know. Which that's why I'm wearing this shirt, because I had another video that I filmed about this shirt. So, alright guys, and for today we are going to finish off the beer that I was having. And this is the Love Lion, one of my favorites. It's a nice little happy dark beer. So everybody grab your beers, kick up your feet, let's have a little cocktail and rocktail. Maybe something else, because today we are going to be talking about the Black Crows. And you know Black Crows, it is 420 time. Can't do that on screen, but I did before I started. So everybody, grab your crows, kick up your feet. Cheers, big ears. Okay, so, whoa. So this is going to be April 28th of 1993. Right here, this pass. That one right there. Oh, there's Lollapalooza. Oh, goodness, look at all those passes. Anyway, so we have found out the Black Crows were in town, and Danny especially loved the Black Crows, because like I said, Danny's kind of the hippie chick of us. She's the Daryl Hannah, just free-spirited, long, beautiful blonde hair, hippie chick. She loves the Black Crows. And we all love the Black Crows. The song had just come out, Pretty Little Thing, Let Me Light Your Candle, because Mom, I'm sure had to hand to yap. But so they were playing, and the opening band was a band that not a lot of people know about that I absolutely loved. I got their CD after the show, called Izzy Stradlin from Guns N' Roses, Izzy Stradlin and the Juju Hounds. And the Juju Hounds were actually the guys from Georgia Satellites. So it's kind of this really cool mix of different musicians' tours, you know, one of Black Crow's early tours. And so we decided, they were not in town the night before, we're going to go up early the day of the show, because that's what we did back then. We would go up early and just find the buses and show up, and they'd come out and bus doors would fly open. That was kind of the ritual back in the 80s, early 90s. And this is 93, and I'd already started dancing, had traveled the world quite a bit already. I was only 22 years old. Not quite 23, but 22. So really great time in rock and roll, because a lot of different music was coming out. Musicians were expanding into different areas. It was pretty amazing. So the Black Crows was kind of this new, funky, southern kind of bluesy rock, and the guys were definitely 420 friendly. So fuck yeah, we're going to go hang out. So it was on the back end of the Salt Palace. The Salt Palace had the main arena that you guys saw in the Motley Crue, Same Old Situation. That was filmed in the Salt Palace in the main arena. So, okay, anyway, that's beside the point. So, sorry, looking for my beer, because I like my beer. So we get there, and the buses are parked, you know, just on this one whole side, and there's this whole open parking lot. And there was this little glass door, little bit of ways from us, up the sidewalk and to the side of the building where the arena was. There was the big loading door over here. Like I said, I'll go down and do another more comprehensive. I've already done one at the very, very beginning of this channel. I'll put the link of the Salt Palace and stuff. But so this is in the smaller side. And where Kristen and I were making out with Chris Holmes while Lita Ford was playing on stage. That one. So we go out there, and I'm in this little gold kind of matte silk dress, baby doll. You know, I've got these opaque stamp on their own stockings, the little ruffles at the top, and these like heeled kind of platform witchy boots that go up mid. And I'm just looking all cute 90s girl, because it's 93. Times are changing. We're out of the spandex big hair, you know. And we all looked so cute because we all had our own style. And that's the thing about groupies. We always have our own style. We don't blend in. We don't think what someone else would dress like in the 70s, stuff like that. The thing about being a groupie is because you're free spirited, you're free hearted, you're creative, you're your own entity. And every single one of us was. So there was a couple guys of the road crew out just hanging out in this parking lot. It was a beautiful spring day. And I believe Marie was there. I know it was me and Danny. And Marie and maybe her friend Antoinette. So, which Marie and Antoinette were a couple. You guys know Marie from the New York story. So anyway, there's a couple guys and they were just throwing a football. And we were like, cool, let's join the party. Because you might as well go up and start flirting. They see us walk up. They kind of stopped throwing the football for a second to watch these girls all dolled up, walking up. And they're like, hey ladies, what are you doing today? We're like, we came to kick your asses in football. Great opening line, right? I mean, find that opener, put your foot in that door, and go, ladies, go. So we started playing with a couple of the guys. Then Chris Robinson comes out, and the drummer of the band at the time, they come out. So we're all in heels, looking cute. You know, Danny with her gypsy, me with my little, I don't know what, that baby doll look, and Marie and Antoinette and everybody. We're just all hanging out, tossing. Marie's a little bit more dainty, so she just wasn't tossing anything. So we're tossing the football around. When I look over, and standing in that glass door that I was talking about earlier was this guy. He's just leaning, and he's looking like he's a kid in the candy store, and he can't come out to play because his mama won't let him. Oh, no. So I go over there because I'm like, who's that? I want to go play with the doggy in the window. Because I wasn't really thinking about actually being with anybody. I just wanted to go up, have fun. We were smoking weed out in the parking lot. Just enjoy the day, enjoy the music. So I walk over to the window, and it's the drummer, Charlie Quintana, for Izzy Stradlin and the Juju Hounds. He also played with Joan Osborne on tour and stuff. So I go over there, and he's this dark-haired, like Spaniard. And got these kind of yellow-green eyes and this beard and mustache. And I just sort of tap on the window. I'm like, do you want to come out and play? And he sort of opened up the door. He's like, can I? He's like, I didn't want to disturb you guys. Because he's like in leather and jeans and these little Cuban Levy kind of boots and stuff. So we all just kind of end up converging and going on the bus and smoking weed. And I didn't know how to roll joints. I sucked at it. So we spent half the time on the bus with Chris and them trying to teach me how to roll joints, which they were so disappointed. I did not graduate the Black Crow School of Rolling Joints. I was a flunky for sure. But I can smoke them like no tomorrow. Ooh, excuse me. So we go inside. We're going to the show. They get us our passes, and we're just enjoying the day. Danny and Chris are getting along pretty well, but she's also looking at his brother, Rich. Because, why the hell not? You can have one lollipop. You might as well if you can't have two lollipops, why not? It's my theory. Take all the candy you want, ladies. So we go inside after smoking and drinking, and it's time for the Juju Hounds to go on stage, and they're really good, you guys. Look up Izzy Stradlin and the Juju Hounds. Something you never would have thought of coming from one of the original members of Guns N' Roses. Really, really great band. Come on now inside and warm me up. Love, love, love that song. I used to dance to these guys too. But, so we watched them play, and like I said, was really, because Izzy Stradlin was actually not on tour with them. Maybe he was afraid to come back to Salt Lake City after the whole Tisha thing. But no, he just didn't want to go on the road at the time. That was one of the reasons he left Guns N' Roses. So it was just really the Juju Hounds. And the curly-haired guy, Greg from Georgia Satellites, he was doing the singing. And he was just funny as hell. He cracked my ass up all night long. And this was a really cool show to see with the Black Crowes, because they were still in the early stages, and it was just all of their beautiful little rugs around the stage and hanging from the back, and it was just raw, bluesy rock and roll music with the Black Crows, with the incense burning and the weed smoking. Really awesome show. Absolutely, totally dug it. And in their dressing room, because we all converged in the Black Crowes dressing room after the show. And it was really weird because Charlie and I, Chalo is his nickname, he and I, before the show, we went onto the bus alone and we were making out and getting hot and heavy. And he would stop and, oh, wait a minute, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I couldn't figure out. And then we would sneak away again. Like when we were in the Black Crowes dressing room, they had video games like Frogger and Miss Pac-Man and Asteroids and shit, like the old school cool video games. And I'm, fuck you, get that high score, Miss Pac-Man. Nobody can beat me, Miss Pac-Man. Gauntlets thrown there, guys. But anyway, so we're playing Miss Pac-Man, and Chalo would like drag me away into another part of the dressing room where the showers were, and I had red lipstick on at the time. So I would get all over his face. I would have to refix my lipstick, redo my makeup, go back, because he would just make out for a while, get really hot and intense, push me up against the wall, just look at me like, and just go. And I couldn't figure this out all night long. So we leave the dressing room when everything starts, they have to start packing up the dressing room stuff. Go back out to the bus, and I'm on, Danny and everybody's on Black Crowes bus, the band's bus, and I'm over on Juju Hound's bus, and it's just Chalo and I. So we're on the back lounge of the bus, and we're making out, we're getting hot and heavy. He's a touching, I'm a touching. The deal's gonna be sealed now after all day of being teased, right? No. He gets up, he jumps up again, he looks around, he starts looking in his pockets, he's like, what the fuck? He's like, did you steal my wedding ring? First of all, I asked you earlier if you were married, and you said no, because he took off his ring. So, because he wanted to try, and that's fine. If you're not married, that's fine. We're all free game. If you're single, and he told me he was totally single, so I couldn't figure out all day long why he kept pulling back and just, like, 6-7 times in the Black Crowes dressing room, dragging me back to this room, and everybody was just kind of looking like, what the fuck, Chalo? That's why he accused me, and I was like, I didn't know you were married to steal your wedding ring. So I jump up, and I'm like, oh, excuse me, you lied to me, you're married? I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, and you are accusing me of stealing now. Oh, no, I do not steal, I do not lie, I am not racist, I am not crazy anything, I am a fucking awesome mellow chick. Not here to judge you, not here to take anything from you, but let me be who I am, don't lie to me. So I go off that bus, I was like, no, fuck you, and he's like, well, and he finally found his ring in between the cushions on the back lounge and came running after me. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, fuck you, dude. So I go out on the bus and I bang on Black Crowes bus, open the door, come on. I'm like, what the fuck is with that Chalo? And I'm like, he's accusing me of stealing his wedding ring, and he even lied to me about being married. I didn't know there was one. And Rich Robinson and what was his name, Jerry or something? One of the other guys in the Black Crowes. They're like, it's okay, girl. You're with family. It's okay. We know you wouldn't steal that. And they actually bitched out Charlie for accusing me and for lying to me. Because musicians, us groupies know what we're going to do with you, whether you're married or not. Some of us have boundaries. Some of us don't. I'm not judging anybody and saying one is better than the other. Just, we all decide the kind of woman we want to be. And number one, I didn't want to sleep with anybody else's husband. And I didn't want to be stealing anybody's ring. And I didn't do either. Because it kind of turned me off all night long, going back and forth, being teased. Because I'm not the kind of girl that teases, and I'm not the kind of girl that likes to get teased. If we're going to town, we're going to town. You can ask James Hetfield the night I met him. He said, skull only, because that's what his girlfriend. I was like, well, no, walked out. So I walked out on Chalo that night, but it was otherwise a really fun, awesome night. Just that cherry on top at the end of the night, not so fun. But I was calmed down, and we all had a good time. They pulled out of town around 2 or 3 in the morning. We ended up seeing him in a couple other towns. I hung out with him in my Vegas years. And I finally, in my Vegas years, showed them that I could roll a joint. Yep. Finally, they were like, "Oh my God, so I got a little tassel. I graduated finally after years and years of doctorate learning. I graduated the Black Crowes School of Rolling Joints. Yay me! All right, guys. Thank you for listening to my silly little stories today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you know about the shirt, you know about the shirt, you guys. It's belonged to a certain rock star. I might have already posted this video already. But all right, you guys. Thank you so much for all the love, all the support, the amazing friendship, for you guys really having my back and just being an awesome family here in our little rock and roll community. And for those of you just haunting, hit that subscribe. You guys, I've got cool stuff coming up for my members, for my subscribers, for my Patreon. And I'm going to talk about Patreon here soon enough because we're going to make some changes. Okay? But hit it. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe, and let's keep this family growing. Let's get the old school, so boxed in, limited idea of what a groupie is out of the way and really let us groupies shine in our true beings. Okay? So hit the share, hit the like, hit my bells. And see you next time on Cocktails and Rocktails. Cheers, big ears.